Tonight on the Factor Uncensored.
What the heck is going on?
Trauma on Good Friday. A Houston mother detained in a case of mistaken identity. It's one of the Factor exclusives coming your way tonight.
Not letting us in because of what we're wearing. So we're here at Coco D. We had a reservation, guys, and I'm going to show you what everybody's wearing because they're not letting us.
Plus, dress codes versus discrimination. Is that the case? For the first time, we'll be hearing from the management team of a restaurant accused of ruining a friend group's birthday celebration.
The Isiah Factor Uncensored starts now.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here on the Factor Uncensored. We start tonight with a Factor exclusive. You've probably seen the video already, now racking up millions of views on Instagram. A Houston area mother pulled over on Good Friday, then detained, all while her toddler and stepdaughter sat in the car. Is this just a mistake or another example of a black woman being wrongfully vilified? We'll let you decide. A carefree Friday quickly turned into a nightmare for Kathleen Booker. She was in her car driving with her kids when she found herself pulled over in Fulshire.
What did I do?
Step out of the car with your
What the actual heck? What did I do?
Just like many people who are caught off guard by a ridiculous allegation, Booker nervously laughs it off. But the pistol-packing cops who told her to get out of the vehicle with her hands up were in no laughing mood.
What I need you to do is listen.
But is this a joke? Her hands are up, though.
The law-abiding citizen was told her car matched that of a vehicle involved in a robbery at a gas station. That leaves Booker as yet another black woman vilified and detained. And joining us exclusively, Kathleen Booker, alongside her attorney, Isiah Jones. Glad to have you both here. When you look at that video now, what goes through your mind? What are your feelings about it?
Anxious, angry, disappointed, horrified, humiliated.
Take your time, take your time. And you were there with your children, and you didn't know, I mean, what happens before the video starts? I think a lot of people are wondering that.
So,
did they get behind you? Are red lights flashing? Do you hear a siren?
we were leaving the house. We had a urgent family matter to take care of, and all of a sudden I just know I was pulled over and unlawfully detained, guns pointed at me, never had any prior record, no criminal history, yeah.
And thinking about going through that now along with your children, your thoughts, your feelings about it.
My stepdaughter, she's scared of cops in the Fulshire area. I'm still processing everything. I've already sought out, medical assistance. It's just taking it one day at a time, but it's a shock. I never thought something like this would ever happen to me. I will never forget it. I relive it every day, 24/7.
If you want to take a break, we'll bring Isiah in. Seeing that video, Isiah, what are your thoughts for your client?
Speaking as a mother and as an attorney, I am disgusted. She was playing out her civil rights were violated. We are here to make sure that no stone goes unturned. It was a clear violation of the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution. There is something called due process where they have to have reasonable articulable suspicion, some type of probable cause, exigent circumstances. There was none of that. There was no crime being committed. My client was simply a law-abiding citizen who was minding her own business with her own children, and the police violated her rights, and we're here to make sure that they're held accountable.
And of course, we will hear from the police department a little bit later on here on The Factor, so make sure you stay for that. Now, Kathleen, when they detained you, what did they say to you, if anything?
Honestly, I don't recall at this moment, but I just know I was thinking about my children. The last thing I thought of was this might be my last day on earth. My 2-year-old was in the car. Then he was standing with my stepdaughter, and they just had to witness everything.
And did you have to go to the police station or a substation, or did they release you there?
I was released with no apology.
So what is that like? Being pulled over, number one, they have their guns out. They said the guns weren't pointed at you, but that's up for debate. And of course, we can ask you that. Were the guns pointed at you?
I mean, as you see in the video, I mean, it's clear.
And so, going through that, what did you expect them to do at the end? Say, we're sorry, Mrs. Booker, we made a mistake, what?
I expected an apology. I mean, that's the least you can do. I think it would have helped resolve some of the emotions and the impact of the trauma that I'm experiencing, even for my children. It just shows me that you can have a clean record, support your community, feel like your community has your back, and then in the instant, if things don't look a certain way, then you're a villain. Mm-hmm. You're the bad guy.
Do you think this had anything to do with you being black at all? Or did that even cross your mind? Is that...
I don't know.
Because we've seen cops do interviews and talk about pulling someone over, and they say they can't tell what race someone is in a car when they're asking them to pull over from behind.
At the end of the day, I feel like if you make a mistake and violate somebody's civil rights, you should pay the consequences. And they detained me unlawfully, and I did nothing wrong.
How long did they detain you? For what period of time? Or can you recall? Because obviously a lot of things are going through your mind, but what do you remember?
It felt like forever. I don't remember. It just felt like a long time.
Mm-hmm. And you decided to put it on social media. What has that response been like for you? Obviously, certain people can see that and they'll say, that's horrible. Others will see it and say, well, she was released. What's the big deal?
So can you rephrase that?
So what has been the response from social media after you posted the video? You said, typically I don't do stuff like this, but...
Overwhelming support, to be honest. Not too many negative comments. I've had people that I haven't talked to in years reach out to me, call me. It's been relieving because I feel like I'm not alone. Mm-hmm. I feel like I have an opportunity to share my story for people that aren't here today to share theirs. So I'm just happy to be alive.
And we're happy you're alive and here with us on The Factor. And we'll be back. We'll talk with her attorney, Isiah Jones, in just a second, and maybe give some advice to some of you out there how to handle this situation and what you can do, what's your legal recourse. When we come back, stay with us. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're continuing our conversation with Kathleen Booker, the mother at the center of that viral traffic stop seen millions of times online. Fulshire police have now responded, saying in part the driver was initially reluctant to comply with officers' commands, which increased the tension of an already high-risk situation and delayed a quicker resolution. As is standard in felony stop procedures, officers had their firearms drawn. However, at no time were weapons pointed at the occupants, and no physical force was used during the encounter. Kathleen, what's your reaction when you hear that explanation?
Everybody has their perspective, but they're able to sleep with their families at night. Their children didn't have to witness anything. My children did.
Isiah, your thoughts about the police department's response?
Look, I think at the end of the day, we're not anti-police, we're pro-accountability. Their response is subpar at best. You know, as individual citizens in a free state, she has a right as a law-abiding citizen to behave the way she decides, as long as it's within certain bounds, and that's exactly what she did. She was going about her normal day as any other day prior to that, as a nurse, as a mother, as a wife, and she was stopped. She was stopped in violation of the Constitution. There were no crimes that had taken place. There was no reasonable articulable suspicion. We are in our investigative phase, so they will have to prove that. And there was no probable cause to stop our client, Ms. Booker. And so to say that she wasn't compliant, the video speaks for itself. She had her hands up. She got out. She turned her back. We've seen stories like this where it's gone either way. When they've turned their back, they've been shot in the back. When they turn around and speak with their hands up, they've been shot in the front. And so to say that she didn't comply, she absolutely complied. She put her hands up and she turned around. Now, she was asking, which she has a right to do, why did you stop me? Anybody that watches that video, and even from a legal framework, she has a right to ask, why was she pulled over? You can see from the video, we will freeze frame certain parts, but the guns were clearly drawn and pulled and pointed towards Ms. Booker.
And for those who may be coming in late on this and may not have had clarity watching the video, what was she accused of?
To date, we really don't know what she was accused of. There was no reason for the police to stop her. Again, we are in our investigative
What did
phase.
they say they were looking for when they pulled her over?
We haven't gotten that answer yet. And so that's
So when we hear a robbery at a gas station, you guys haven't been told that? They didn't make that clear to you on the scene, what they were looking for, what case that they may have tied you to, even though we know you said you had nothing to do with it, but what excuse did they give? Explanation?
I don't remember any explanation given, to be honest.
And so again, you know, that's why we're here, is to find out exactly why they stopped her. You cannot just pull over citizens in the United States for no probable cause, no reason at all. As police, you're public servants. There are standard operating procedures. As we can see, it was clearly escalated by the police. There was nothing our client did or her children to escalate the situation. They simply asked a certain question: why am I being pulled over? And that is absolutely her freedom of speech. That's absolutely her right. That was unlawful detention and arrest. They detained her, even if it just for a few seconds. It was unlawful.
And did you, Ms. Booker, have the foresight to tell your stepdaughter to pull out the camera, or she did herself because you guys had a feeling something was going to happen?
I think just naturally, after seeing things that have happened over the last few years with, you know, certain races being pulled over, my first instinct was to call my husband. We called twice. He didn't answer, so my next instinct was, hey, you know, I want to make sure that it's not somebody's word against mine, so I told her to start recording no matter what happens.
And Audie, you would say that's a smart thing to do?
I think it was a very smart thing to do. As someone who's a former prosecutor, I worked in the Harris County District Attorney's Office where we prosecuted, and I actually ran for District Attorney. I think that was the smartest thing that they could have done, was to record the situation, was to have it recorded. And I think if any individual is pulled over, I always suggest that they pull out their phone, have a contact on speed dial, and record the whole situation.
And really quick, in the last 30 seconds we have here, obviously you're investigating this. You want to know exactly what happened. Is the next step civil? Possible lawsuit? Have you guys decided that? 30 seconds.
We haven't decided that yet, but that is absolutely one of the potential avenues, courses of action, looking at the different causes of action. We'll see how the Fulshear police respond, the evidence that they turn over, and if it's not turned over, we will take every means necessary to get the justice that Ms. Booker and her family deserve.
All right, we want to thank you both. See, Ms. Booker, wasn't that bad. You're done already.
Okay,
thank you for sharing your story. Still ahead tonight, First Lady Melania Trump blasts what she says are lies linking her to Jeffrey Epstein. Plus, a segment seen here on The Factor gets a Houston City Council member fired up. We'll talk about that next.
Go. This program is being brought to you by Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. First Lady Melania Trump delivering a public address at the White House today, denying ties to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and knowledge of his crimes. She says she was not friends with Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, and that he didn't introduce her to her husband, President Donald Trump, but she says they were in overlapping social circles. Let's take a listen.
The false smears about me from mean-spirited and politically motivated individuals and entities looking to cause damage to my good name, to gain financially and climb politically, must stop.
Their stories be entered into the congressional record. In New York City, lawyers for hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs are back in federal court trying to appeal his prison sentence. Combs was sentenced to 50 months in prison for charges related to prostitution. His lawyers say the sentence is too harsh, and the sentencing was factored into more serious charges for which he was acquitted. However, prosecutors say the sentence was appropriate. Right now, Diddy is scheduled to be released from prison in April of 2028. Now to this, Houston City Council member Carolyn Evans-Shabazz speaking out about how some migrant workers say their employers have threatened to call ICE on them. It's a report we brought you here first on The Factor just last week.
And I just want to say, just to bring something else to the light that really disturbed me the other night, I was watching The Factor. To find out that illegal immigrants are doing honest work for people, and then at the end, when it's time to get paid, they are being told they are not going to get paid, we're going to call ICE, or they call ICE, is appalling. And I just want to say, if you are doing that, it is a special place in hell for you, because you are a thief and you have no moral fiber.
There you go. And of course, you can watch the full conversation for yourself right on our new YouTube page. It features members of Fiel Houston, Cesar Espinosa, and Darlene De Leon. All you have to do is scan that QR code right there on your screen, and it will take you there. Still ahead tonight, comedian Billy Sorrells is returning to the stage. When we come back, he joins us with more details on where you can catch his next stand-up set. Keep it here on The Factor.
Shout out to the big show, the big back ladies. You know, the ones that's overly aggressive. When y'all go out, they put all y'all in her purse.
He called her on the phone. Hey, Claudia, take the baby picture down. That baby face ain't ready to be up there in front of them people. That baby face is not done yet.
She called the hospital, asked me, did you have a boy? I said, no. She said, well, what you have? A Ninja Turtle. That's what I had. He asked me this stupid fuck.
And comedian Billy Sorrells is ready to hit the stage again. He's bringing his Dirty, Sexy, Funny tour to Houston next month. And he joins us now here on The Factor Uncensored. You're busy as ever. I see you everywhere.
I'm sorry. I got to apologize to Isiah. Man, I missed your birthday party. My daughter had a basketball game, so I'm sorry I missed the birthday party. I'm sorry, brother.
There'll be always next year. I think there'll be next year.
I don't want to miss the next one. I can't miss it. Isiah parties be off the chain, y'all. Don't let him sit up here and act like this. This the party man right here. Everybody be at his party. But yeah, man, glad to be home, brother.
And of course, you're on.
And you
your
look
tour.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know you ain't on no Zippic. I know you was in the gym doing all type of stuff.
Gym every day.
Because your head still match your body. See, that's why I know you doing. You know, people on Zippic at home, your bones get fragile, then your head be big. You got a pit bull full head with a chihuahua body, but he got the body right. Look at that.
Thank you, sir.
Looking
Thank
good,
you.
man. You look great.
Now, you've been traveling all over the country. The tour is going on. You'll be hitting Houston next month.
That's right.
So what can we expect from you when you come home?
I'm talking about your children. As a father of 6 here, I'm saying the stuff about your children that you're afraid to say. Some of y'all out here paying $200 for a backpack for a child that is terrible on the basketball court. There's a lot of people out here putting their kids in AAU. They're not going to make it. 2 of my kids ain't going to make it. I stopped paying the money. I said, you're not going to make it. I don't know why we keep trying to practice with you.
And has that changed your life? As your kids grow up, does your comedy change with that as well?
Man, let me tell you something, man. My kids are one of the most redeeming qualities about anything that I've ever accomplished in my life, man. Being in Los Angeles, being in Hollywood, and then being able to come back to my roots here in Houston, Texas, man, and then being able to have all my children together. It's important, man, and it's one of the things that helps me understand what it's all about. If I can, you know, work out with some people to help them. Shout out to the Dubway Foundation, my brother A-Dub out in Missouri City doing a lot of great things. Whenever I come to the city, I love to be able to work with some of the youth, and he's doing a great job out there. Shout out to my brother Augusta Williams out there in Missouri City. He just opened up a resource center. Shout out to them, man. Doing stuff in the community is what it's about. And being able to talk about it and laugh about it is important because we got a lot of stuff to try and figure out.
Absolutely. And this tour, what are some of the cities you've already hit?
We've already hit Baltimore. We've already hit Cleveland, Richmond, San Diego, and now we're about to hit through Texas, man. Dallas is going to be on the way, man. Fort Worth is there. San Antonio is getting hit up. It's the Texas leg, so it's a lot of fun.
And is there an audience or a city that you prefer where they're more receptive to the comedy, or are they...
I mean, you know, whenever you come home, you get a chance to touch and talk about things that are just home. It's like tapping back in and getting that energy refill. Man, but being out on the road, man, with so much of my life, I take my life to the stage. And it's fun to see where people are able to grab on the pieces, man, and just roll with you on it, man.
Absolutely. Billy Sorrells, and once again, where can we find out more information about the tour?
Get ready to look for me. I'm going to give y'all something special. Here got my number right here. Text this number right now for tickets. 323-385-9734. That's 323-385-9734. Check me out. That's a number that you can call or text. I'm also looking for kids I ain't claimed yet for my taxes. It's the 15 ain't came. Punchline, check me out May 3rd. I'll be there.
All right. And of course, you're hanging around. We will have more with Billy Sorrells, but still ahead tonight on The Factor, Houston birthday dinner turns into a viral standoff. One woman says her friends were barred from a popular local spot because of their outfits, and millions of views later, the internet is taking sides. Is it a strict dress code or something deeper? Our exclusive interview is coming up next, and barred is not the right word. Just don't go home and change. We'll be back.
Kroger always gives Texans
You're watching the Isiah Factor Uncensored.
And welcome back to the second half hour of The Factor Uncensored. What was supposed to be a birthday celebration quickly turned into controversy. Rosemary Harrison says some members of her party were denied entry to a popular Houston restaurant, Coco D Restaurant and Bar, because of what they were wearing. What did she do? She took to TikTok, social media, and now the video has more than 3 million views, and the video is now sparking a bigger conversation about dress code and who they're really enforced on. I spoke exclusively with Rosemary earlier today, and here's a look. Joining us now here on The Factor Uncensored, we have the viral lady herself, Rosemary Harrison. Rosemary, glad to see you here on The Factor Uncensored. So you went to this restaurant and you said that you guys were turned away. Tell us the specifics and what happened.
So it was my friend's birthday, and she invited a couple of other friends over for the birthday dinner, and they made a reservation at 9 p.m. at Coco D, which we were all excited to go to. On getting there, two of our friends were there prior to the time of the reservation, and 3 of us later went there to meet them, and there was one more person that was supposed to go, but when we got there, they told us, like, we didn't make a fuss about it. I mean, since he said there was a dress code, which we probably didn't read on the website before going. However, when we got there and he told us that we couldn't go in the restaurant because the dresses were too short, but he told me and the celebrant that we could go in because our dresses were longer, right? But he said the other girls couldn't go in. And immediately he said we couldn't go in. We're like, okay, that's fine. And I think one of our other friends was like, oh, can we like go in and cancel the reservation? He was like, no, I got it. So he just went in, canceled our reservation, and came outside. We didn't make a fuss about it. He actually told one of them that they could go like to another restaurant across the street. They don't have a reservation, whatever, or dress code, whatever. But we're like, okay, fine. Like, we were really cool with it. We were actually really cool with it. So we were waiting on the last friend that was supposed to come join for the birthday dinner. We stayed there, just taking pictures, before, so she can come meet us, and we all go to other restaurant together. That was when I saw like other people coming out from the restaurant wearing, short dresses like that, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just do a video saying this is what happened.
The person that you saw, or the individuals that you saw that were allowed in and you weren't, I mean, what difference was there?
I honestly do not know what difference. I think I'm not sure how to answer that because we were literally just wearing the same outfit. Like there was nothing different.
So the restaurant is saying this is based on their dress code, and they're sticking to their dress code. And reading the dress code, it said, certain things, essentially, they didn't want too much skin showing and too over-the-top sexy. Do you think any of your friends fell into that category? And if they want to be a more conservative restaurant, your thoughts about saying, hey, it's their restaurant. What are your thoughts about that?
Honestly, do any of the girls fall into that category of skin showing? Yes, they did. However, I absolutely have no problem with restaurants having a dress code. Your restaurant, your rule, like it's totally fine. I've been to places where they're like, okay, this is how you need to dress, and we follow the rules, right? But this just happened to be a time where I can speak for myself. I didn't read the dress code. I just knew it was an upscale restaurant, and that was why I dressed the way I dressed. The thought of like them not letting us in was totally fine. Like I said, it wasn't really about us not getting in, because regardless of everything that happened, we still had fun that night. It was more about the fact that I saw other people, and prior to us getting there, I heard from some of the girls that were there before us that there were other people coming in and out of that restaurant wearing short stuff that was showing skin. And I'm not going to speak that much on this, but they asked the security guard that, why do this person get, that's what I heard. It was like, well, that's the owner. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we didn't make any fuss about it. Us not getting in, we took our self, went somewhere else, and had fun. So, yeah.
And for those who may be wondering now, what do you want from the owners of the restaurant? If they're listening to this, what do you want to hear from them? What kind of explanation do you want from them?
Honestly, they made a story saying that the post was misleading, and that was not what happened, and that's not the full context. I just want them to come out and really say the full context, because it's looking as if they were probably there when it happened, when in reality, I pretty much just like, I recorded everybody's outfit. There are a lot of people even backlashing and like just talking down on the girls that were there. Like, there's a lot of comments on that video, and the video went very viral, but beyond what I thought it would go, you know? Like, it was on Facebook, Twitter, everything. People were sending me links. So, like, people are coming for my friend's outfit. People are coming for, you know, their looks and stuff like that. But at the same time, what I want for the restaurant is they shouldn't be selective of who can go in and who cannot go in. If you are setting a standard and a rule about who can, I would tell you right now that if you go to the restaurant Instagram, there are pictures of people who are wearing very short stuff that are showing skin. Again, it's okay for you to have a dress code, but make sure the dress code is applied to everybody.
And of course, the restaurant is here listening to all of that, and we will hear from them along with the manager and security guard here on The Factor in just a moment. So make sure you stick around for that. We'll be right back. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We've heard from Rosemary Harrison, who says members of her party, or at least some members of her party, were denied entry to Coco D restaurant and bar because of what they were wearing. Now we're hearing from the other side. Joining us live here in the studio, the restaurant's manager and security guard, Brittany Butler and Osiris Jackson. Glad to have you both here on The Factor. So, Brittany, first of all, what happened from your perspective out there when they said some of their friends were denied entry because of the way they were dressed? Pick it up.
Correct. So essentially there were two ladies that arrived at the restaurant, and before they were eating is when the, I won't say argument, but the debate began on why they would be refused entry into our restaurant.
But we don't see the two that you guys are referring to, the sheer and the flip-flops. That's not in the video that they showed, right? Osiris, from what you've seen on social media.
Yes, they do have a picture of the sheer. It's like a lime green, and you can kind of see the sheerness of it in the video that she posted on TikTok.
And so when they walked up, you immediately knew that was against your dress code.
Yes, sir.
And how did the interaction go about?
It was friendly. It wasn't any tension. When they came up, I immediately saw the sheer dress that one of the young ladies had, and then the other young lady had flip-flops, which are in our dress code. It's not permissible. So I let them know that due to the dress code, that they wouldn't be allowed entry.
And I've changed the whole terminology. I said sheer. Is there a difference between see-through and sheer? Help me.
I would say yes, because sheer is more geared towards the material, whereas see-through is I can clearly see through to your undergarments, and that is what was exposed.
And that's not allowed.
Correct.
And so the pressure that you guys have received from social media, what has that been like for you? Do you think it's fair? Obviously you don't. You're here to talk about it, but your thoughts about, do you think the viewers of social media got the full picture?
No, I do not think they received the full picture, and I think that is because due to the negligence of showcasing the two ladies that were refused at first prior to the interaction with the lady who did film the TikTok. I think it was more of a biased understanding for her because she was not refused entry. The other two ladies with her were not refused entry. It was the two ladies before her, and of course they wanted all of their friends to be a part of this celebration, but because of the two ladies that were inappropriately dressed, they didn't want to stay. So that was a decision that was made upon them. And when it comes to our restaurant, we have three things in place when it comes to dress code. The first thing is absolutely yes. The second is absolutely no. The last is maybe. And that's where the managerial discretion comes in. There was no point where a manager was called to see about a tenable solution. They created their own solution. They decided to leave and to post us on TikTok. And so now we are here.
And why is this dress code so important to you? Have you seen examples of other restaurants, businesses lose control of the brand and image that they're trying to convey to the public?
So the reason that it's imperative to us is simply based upon the vision of Kokori. The vision of Kokori is derived on three simple things: excellence, ambiance, and experience. Anyone that does not adhere to those standards and is disruptive to the atmosphere will be handled accordingly. I stand firmly with Osiris's decision. I stand firmly with his execution in de-escalating the situation.
And Osiris, have you received any backlash at all as a result of this? Anyone targeting you, doxing you? You know, young folk do.
No, sir. No, sir. It's been calm. It's been nothing. But I think the general public, they do understand why you have to have certain standards in place, and so no, it's been good.
And the D word has been thrown around: discrimination.
We didn't throw it.
You know. So, I mean, for those who say you discriminated against these women, your response to that?
Well, first and foremost, our owners are black. I myself, I'm black. I'm a member of management. He's black. He's the doorman that spoke with him.
Black ass.
So,
I've been waiting on it.
Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored, and of course, hopefully, the people will get a chance to see this interview on your side, and also, you know, weigh both sides and decide which direction they want to go. And we appreciate your time here on The Factor Uncensored. Still ahead, this conversation isn't over. Are dress codes fair or selective? We take it to a panel for their uncensored opinion. Keep it here, and damn you, Sonora, you told me it was Coco D, and that ain't even like how they pronounce it. We'll be back. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We've heard both sides tonight. Now let's open this up to our panel about dress codes. Are they fair and consistent, or are some people being targeted? Joining us, founder of Bless the Belly, Jamaniac, restaurateur, Ropichado, author Bevan Biggers, podcast host Chris Andretti, and comedian Billy Sorrells. So, Bevan, let's kick this off. Your thoughts about dress codes?
While I do think that I support it, I do think that no matter who owns the bar or the establishment, anybody can be a willing participant in white supremacy and anti-blackness. So you can say, oh, I'm this person, but if you want to participate in that, it doesn't matter what color you are. So just throwing that out there.
I'm gonna just be real with you, man. The Sheen outfit with the flip-flops sound like beauty supply store equipment to me. That's all I'm saying. You know, some people ain't built for everything. I just want to say that too. You know, you got to know your body type. I don't discriminate. I like all the sizes, but everybody can't wear everything. You know, same thing with the rodeo. Y'all mad because the people with the dress code. It's the out-of-town people that can't dress.
We need the dress code.
It's the out-of-town people that can't dress. People from used to know how to dress. The people that move here want to go to the beauty supply and get the rollers and they stuff on. They didn't want
No, they were wearing them denim
Why they don't want to let us see? Have you seen what you got on? Everything on your body costs $9. This is a $32 outfit. Ma'am, go home. The plates is $16 a piece.
Yeah. No, I think dress code is like one of the last socially acceptable ways to profile people. I think it's kind of like an excuse, really. Like they talk about flip-flops, but like the women were wearing heels. Like what's the difference? Like what the difference with the price range? You can see their toes. Like I don't get like how flip-flops is the thing.
It's the picking and choosing for me. I'm not against dress code.
I feel like me either, but it just depends. Like if it's an upscale restaurant, come on now. I would prefer you to go upscale. Now if you don't know, that's one thing. I guess it's hard for out-of-towners if you're coming in and don't know, but you gotta do a little research. Upscale, that's one thing. And if it's just a regular, club, urban spot or something, then you wear what you want to wear, I guess. But still be mindful. Things like flip-flop joggers, that's a little different. Sometimes I've walked up with like some joggers, semi-slack looking joggers, and they got a super look. I'm like, if you got to do all that, can't be too bad. I still try to come as respectable as possible, no matter the establishment. So I would say that, you know what I mean?
I'm pro dress code for sure every time, but I've been over restaurant clubs and bars for years, over 2 decades now, and it controls the environment, and it controls your brand, and it controls the type of what you want your restaurant to look like at the end of the day. Right. And granted, I don't go into like the whole like there's a gray area. It shouldn't be black and white because like most of my clients are NBA and NFL players, right? If they come in after a game, they got on sweats. I'm not gonna say, oh, we're not allowing sweats in here. I'm gonna let you come spend this money, you know. But at the same time, it's like if you come in with your ass out, with your butt out, then you can't get in.
But I think the issue is, I'm not against dress code. It's about only these people can get in and maybe these people can't get in. And specifically, historically in Houston, specifically on Washington, it'll be two men going into an establishment wearing the same exact thing, but one can't get in. One is not black. One is.
I feel like when it comes down to it, do they pull out like a list or something?
That's what I'm saying. Like
why you didn't go online and check and see what the dress code is?
No. But some people don't even have to because they know they're gonna get in because of what they look like aesthetically.
I'm sorry, but if they already know, if you go look online and they say we don't allow this, why wear it there? That's my thing.
Okay, but some people, so historically on Washington, they will follow the dress code and still not get in.
We're not just talking about on Washington, we're talking about
I'm talking about historically here.
I understand.
I'm industry too, 16 years, right? So I get it.
But even like, I don't think we're arguing like what the rule is. The rule is the rule, but like what about what somebody's wearing changes the environment of the restaurant? Like I'm never eating and looking around like, oh, he got flip flops.
Say somebody bring their kids to them, right? Say somebody has kids and you have the person next door to you and they have their whole entire body out at the bottom, and they have like FU on on top of their shirt, right? What do you? I mean, if you have a dress code that says it's not allowed, then you have to worry about they going in.
Right, but that's the extreme. They weren't wearing that. They were like maybe she had flip flops on, but like
right.
But they said no flip flops. Why you put them on?
I mean,
if that's that's why I say if that's the only thing that you got, I guess it just depends. But because I've seen both too, so it's hard.
It was two big girls. All I saw was one big girl and another big girl. The other big girl had on a little outfit.
But I do agree with you. I do feel like it was because they weren't the look of what. Because, for instance, I'm a voluptuous woman.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? What I wear to church. I mean, what my sister wears to church, which is a smaller frame woman, I can't wear. I got to wear to the club. So I think it should have some type of integrity behind your dress code as well. You can't be like, oh, well, she's darker.
I saw two big girls. I see this one big girl who can't get in. I see another big girl. She was not black, but she was wearing that little bitty outfit. It's like, come on.
I'm gonna just say this real quick. I just want people to wear stuff that won't let us get shot when we go in there to get it. So whatever we got to do to stop people from getting shot at the restaurant.
I have killer legs.
Look, it's $84 for lamb chops and you still get shot at. That's fine. Somebody didn't do their job. It's the thing.
Now, I went to a restaurant out of town and one time, I think it was like 8 people trying to get in. I think they were from out of town, and it was an upscale restaurant. Somebody had like a jersey on. I think it showed a few tattoos, stuff like that. But the owner was like, no. And I was like, dang, that's like 10 people. That's money. But if the rule is the rule, I guess, people will pay attention.
It sounds like it can bend depending on who it is.
I'm not sending 10 people home.
It's not really the rule.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that money for tonight.
Yeah, I just feel like it's
not really the rule.
Yeah, like you even said, like you wouldn't wear something that maybe your sister would wear because different body types. But at that point, it's too like wishy-washy. Like you're kind of discriminating like body types. Really, it's not what you're wearing, and you don't have no control like what your body type is. So it's like, I don't know. I don't think the way anybody dresses. I never go to a restaurant. I'm like, yo, this food was good, but that guy was wearing, you know, fila. Like I don't know. Like I never worry about this. So I don't understand. Like what they said, environment, ambience, and excellence. Like
all right, out of time, guys. Thank you for joining us here on The Fact and giving me a break. I chill. You can keep the conversation going on our YouTube page where there are more debates and where you can find all of tonight's segments. All you have to do is scan that QR code there on your screen. You're watching The Factor Uncensored. Stay with us. And we want to thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored tonight. And remember to follow us on our new YouTube page at Isiah Factor Uncensored, where you can catch many of the interviews that we have had in the past that you may have missed, including those that aired tonight. And don't forget to follow us on social media as well, X, Instagram, and Facebook. And download that Foxo app where you can catch The Factor Uncensored, Chatting with Chelsea. What are the other shows, Sonora? We're a dime a dozen. Whole bunch of shows. What is it? Scrolling with Jen and V and Chatting with Chelsea and Face Off and all of those shows on Foxo and, of course, The Factor Uncensored. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you back here the next time. Have a good one.
Welcome to the Nightcap. It's your girl, Carolina Sanchez. And tonight's episode, we're talking a subject that is messed up time and time again. We're talking about polyamory. Now, if you think this is a free-for-all and everybody's just going around and screwing other people and cheating and this, that, and the third, that is not what this is. Polyamory is about being able to have multiple relationships or being open to having multiple relationships, whether it's romantic, sexual, asexual, and beyond, but where it's super consensual, ethical, and constant communication. What it's not polygamy, which is what people confuse it with all the time. Polygamy is when you have multiple spouses, which, by the way, in the United States, majority of the states, it is illegal. So tonight, we're talking polyamory with a mono-poly couple. Let's get into it.
Yeah, what's up for a nightcap? Chill, kick back.
All right, let's dive into this topic that has so much stigma, so much misconception. And we're going to start with our first guest. We've got Emmett Aviv in the building, the Polyfly